Well, wasn't that a jolly performance last night, yet again? Absolute rubbish. This is the Toon review. Hi everyone, I'm Paul and welcome back to another edition of the Toon Review after what was an absolutely shocking performance last night against Newport County. If anyone went to that game who had never seen a football match in their lives and then thought which team looked the Premiership team, it would have been Newport. They set out with a really good game plan. You could tell from the off, they were passing it around the back, they were content just to sort of knock the ball around, which was credit to them really. They did absolutely superbly well. And then all of a sudden took the lead. Brilliant shot from around 20 yards. Smashes off the crossbar, bounces down. And then really, I don't know what Mark Gillespie was doing. He didn't look as if he was trying to parry it. He didn't look as if he was trying to take it in. It just bounced off his hands and went into the top of the net. And you're thinking at that stage, it's 1-0 to Newport. We're under tremendous pressure now because we have to get back in this game. But as time wore on, it was clear that the tactics, the team, whatever Steve Bruce had done wasn't working and it needed to change. I honestly thought at half-time he would make those changes because we were absolutely useless. There was nothing up front apart from Jacob Murphy. To be fair, Almiron made some little runs, but again, he's not playing in a set position, is he? You know, we know where Almiron likes to play, but for some reason Steve Bruce doesn't want to play him there, which I cannot understand for the life of us why he does that. It's so annoying. But anyway, halfway through the second half, well, not halfway, actually, it was about quarter of the way through the second half, Steve Bruce finally decides to change it and bring on Wilson and Joelinton. It's a bit of a disgrace, really, when you think about it, that we have to bring on Callum Wilson when we're trying to rest him to rescue a game against Newport County, who, by the way, should have won that game and deserved to win that game. We certainly didn't. We were awful from the word go. But once we brought those two guys on, we started to attack a little bit more. We looked like we were providing a bit more of a threat. Beautiful ball through from, I think it was Longstaff or Shelvey, whoever it was, into Fraser. But again, the keeper came out, narrowed the angle down, made the save. Miggy got the rebound, but again, good goalkeeping, stayed strong, stayed big. And that's what you want from your goalkeeper at that stage of the game. But as time wore on, we started to wear them down a little bit more. You know, we were certainly attacking, but we weren't really creating that out-and-out chance to win the game. But then a bit of brilliance, really, from Jonjo Shelvey. Super curling shot into the top corner from the edge of the box. And that's what Shelvey can offer you. So we scraped through on penalties. You know, I didn't expect it to go to penalties last night. I honestly expected us to win the game comfortably 3 or 4-0. But that's wishful thinking at the moment with a manager like Steve Bruce, who he simply has to go. He's not good enough. He's way out his depth at Newcastle. He's not a Premier League manager. His stats prove that. And, you know, if anything went against sort of Steve Bruce last night about motivation, you watch the penalties before the penalty shootout. Their manager bigging them up, really giving them some motivation. Steve Bruce just walking along thinking, how much is the kebabs down here? That's simply what he was looking at. He wasn't looking at anything about sort of motivating the penalty takers. And it's just a joke. So we scraped through, and I'm at loss of words really to say about where we go next. Or, you know, I'm worried about the game against Burnley on Saturday night. You know, Burnley aren't a bad side at all. But what kind of tactics is this man going to put out? You know, come out with his usual crap of, oh, well, you know, the good in the air, the good on the ball, and, you know, we have to have a bit of luck. Because he's saying that every single game now, even against Newport. You know, we have to have a bit of luck here and there. This man is not good enough to manage this club. It is simple as that. But you've got to remember, Mike Ashley paid a lot of compensation to Sheffield Wednesday to get him. Is he just going to turn around and sack him? I don't think so. No matter how much we want that to happen, it's just not going to happen. So we have to accept that Steve Bruce is going to be here, no matter how much we want him out. But the problem is for Mike Ashley, he's got to worry now about selling the club, because if we go down, which under the way we've been playing lately, we are going to be one of the favourites to go down. Undoubtedly, we've been useless. So he's got to now weigh up if he's going to get the same kind of money for the club in the Championship that he would in the Premier League. And we know he's not. So does he wait a few more games and then bite the bullet and say, look, it hasn't worked with Steve Bruce, I need someone to keep us in the league for this takeover to go through? Or does he just sit back and say, well, you know, I've paid £3 million compensation for him, I'm not going to sack him? Because that's where we lie at the minute. You know, it's clear. We're in dodgy waters here, and, you know, I cannot put up with watching Newcastle like this, you know, match in, match out. It is dreadful. Players don't know where they seem to be going. Longstaff's gone so far backwards, he may as well be running backwards. I mean, there's just no confidence. We have players who are very attack-minded. Shelvey thrives off attack-minded players because he can look up and he can see them make the runs, and we know he can pick a pass out. When we sit back and defend, Shelvey is just inactive. And fans come on and hammer him, but it's not his fault. If you look at the way we play against West Ham, you know, Shelvey could look up and you see Maximani, you can see Wilson making runs, and he picks the passes out brilliantly. But that does not happen when we sit back, which Steve Bruce loves to do. You know, Miggy's running around trying to get the ball. There was one incident in this first half yesterday that he came right back to our 18-yard box to get the ball. That's not right. That shouldn't be happening. So, you know, we go into the game against Burnley and we think, what team's he going to put out? You know, he's wasting these players. He's wasting the talents. Wilson's going to think, well, what the hell? I'm playing as a striker and I'm not even getting an opportunity to get the ball. It's just not good enough. You know, we have to have an attack. We've got such an array of attack players now. We've got to play some sort of attacking football. You've got Fraser, you've got Maximan, you've got Wilson, you've got Almiron. Shelvey is the man in the midfield who can pick those passes out to those running on, who make runs deep. And we know Shelvey can pick them out. So against Burnley, I'd love to see us do that, but I do not trust Steve Bruce one iota. And that's where the problem lies. Steve Bruce. He is not good enough, he is way out his depth, and should not be manager of Newcastle United. And I say Bruce out was trending on Twitter last night, which is interesting. So it's not me that just feels like that, it's a lot of people, because if Bruce out was trending, then that's thousands of people are hashtagging that. So we know that a lot of people know for a fact that he is not good enough, and I've just had enough of him. I'm sick of his press conference when he comes out with the same bullshit time after time after time, and then when we, you know, win a match, say, well, you know, we didn't play well, but we scraped through, and all of this, and then to have a go at the fans yesterday, that was even worse. That comment that I tweeted out, and I think NUFC 360 tweeted out, and quite a few others, you know, it was without doubt a dig at the fans to say, get off me back. I'm sorry, Steve, that's not going to happen, because the football you are sending those players out to play is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. And that's all I can really say for last night. It was garbage. You know, the only shining light was another decent performance from Joelinton and Jacob Murphy. He put his heart and soul into that, Murphy, from the word go. You know, had some cracking shots, and the keeper made some great saves. And Joelinton, again, worked very, very hard. And I'm starting to see, you know, I know I've been really, really hard on him, but, you know, he was a shining light last night as well. Yes, he missed a penalty, but Christ almighty, the best players in the world have missed penalties. Let's not forget that. But his all-round game last night, again, bringing players in and working hard to get the ball back, I was quite happy with his performance again. I think out on that left-hand side, he can maybe make a difference. But we'll see as time goes on. But under Bruce Ball, none of these players are going to thrive. I can guarantee that. So we'll see what happens against Burnley. It's on Sky again on Saturday night. I believe it's a 7:45 kickoff. We're going to have to watch it all again and see how it unfolds. But if we get a heavy defeat again against Burnley, he's got to go, man. He's got to go. But anyway, thank you very much for watching the Toon review. If you're new to the channel, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. Thank you very much to all the recent subscribers. It means the world to us, helping me build this channel back up again. Thank you very much. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at the Toon Review. Great banter on there as usual. And that's it really. We'll just see what happens against Burnley. In the meantime, stay safe and take care.
Be strong.